Okay, now let's get into our tracking integration features, specifically the Facebook retargeting and Facebook conversion features. So first we'll talk about the first one, the Facebook retargeting, and doing that with vooPlayer. Now with retargeting via Facebook, you can create a special audience made up of only people that have seen a particular page of your website. For example, the audience might consist of only people that have seen an offer and didn't buy your product. Okay, so they've seen only your sales page. And then with a retargeting ad campaign, you can create an ad that will only be seen by that retargeting audience that you created. Now, the power in this is that you get the very most out of every visitor to your website, right? And you're able to stay in their minds even after they leave your site. So they see your offer, then they don't buy, they're going to see ads for your offer again when they visit Facebook. Until now, when capturing custom retargeting audiences, that meant capturing people that only hit a page. Okay. Now, what if I told you that there's a way to capture people who only watched part of a video, or even those that watched your entire video? Now, imagine for a second the quality of the audience if it's filled with people who only visited your page for 5 seconds and then clicked back and left the page. Now think about the quality of an audience if it's filled with people who watched 5 minutes of a 10-minute video on your site. Now, don't you think that the money you spend on ads that you serve to that second audience will be far better spent than spending it on the first? Yeah, it definitely will. The second audience, the one that watched part of the video on your site, will be way more interested in your content and your offers than people who hit your site and stayed for only 5 seconds. So this is the real big, huge power of Facebook retargeting with vooPlayer. And here's how easy it is to set up. Basically, you just click on the option here, and then you grab the Facebook retargeting tracking ID and you paste it here. It'll just be a bunch of numbers. And then you specify when you want that to fire. So do you want that tracking code to fire when the video starts playing, or after the viewer watches a certain amount of the video? So let's say it's a 10-minute video and you want that to fire after 3 minutes. Now every person that watches at least 3 minutes of your video will get added to that Facebook audience. This is probably one of our favorite new features of vooPlayer, and we're really excited about it. Okay, now let's get into Facebook conversion tracking. Facebook conversion tracking allows you to record a conversion, which is basically the point at which a visitor performs any desired action. So in other words, a conversion happens when you get someone to respond to your call to action. So a few examples of a conversion would be opening an email, or clicking on a link, or buying a product, or opting into a mailing list. Any action you want the visitor to perform can be considered a conversion. Now, wouldn't it be great to see how many opt-ins and shares your video converts with Facebook traffic? Now you can do that using vooPlayer's Facebook conversion integration. So I'm just going to click on the option here. And let's just take that example of wanting to track how many opt-ins you got from your video. And that's where you would set that up here. First, you grab your conversion tracking ID from Facebook, and that's just going to be, again, a series of numbers. You assign a value to that opt-in, and that will be whatever whatever you value each one of your subscribers at. Maybe you value each one at $2, and then you just simply select this first option here: viewer submits his email in opt-in box or lock, and then you would just click update. Now there is a second step to that. You do need to add an opt-in box to your video using one of these timeline options here at the bottom, opt-in box or opt-in lock, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So with this feature now, tracking how many opt-ins you get using Facebook ads is super easy when you do it using vooPlayer. And that will do it for our tracking integration.